window stands broken in its frame. You see some lights shimmer. The fan stands still. The switch must be broken. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off. The lights are off. A mirror hangs on the wall. The bed is cold and not. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and find, and then sleep. And then sleep doesn't come. Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated into it barely covers your toes, stretching over your under your thrumming eyelids. You see a dizzying array of colors. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your something to do with. What was it that the lieutenant said? Union? Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs? Between her legs and in her. You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me. Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that... Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have... No, it's gone. You failed, Elysium. Everything. The pale and... You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4 points. No, you haven't. You're just sleep-talking. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Stinky boy. You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. You're trying to what?
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong. Oh yes, party boy, and it's time to go to work in the shit factory.
Good going, buddy. Really? Because you feel even worse, you mean, why are you so tired? too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself. Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday. Despite you got up from this floor because of a holy vow you made 16 years ago. With me. Don't be silly. There was no vow. You were high on speed. That was the only reason you got up. Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark. The door is closed. Still no answer. Still nothing. This door can only be opened with a key or from the
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. Everything points to the Dock Workers Union. The tracks in the mud, which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them. I mean, ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be men who drink beer for breakfast. There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them. I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay? One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past, but aren't you curious to know what they have to say?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide.
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see...
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. Thank you anyway.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my... Yes?
Just a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she...
And there's no public phones near...
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too. The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel. That's just it. You have more important things to worry about. Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare, but they should have returned by now. They were just going down
The water lock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Oh, sweetie, Gary's as loyal as they come. Oh my. What happened to the water? Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful.
You're welcome.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation...
This will surely lead to a cryptozoan. Yes, some left field.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, yes.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to...
That's one opinion.
She's used to playing off such insults casually.
My apologies.
It's not a hobby, dear. Searching for such species...
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are...
Oh, dear. I'm not sure where... Well, his expression is...
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish...
The lieutenant pulls out his note.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get... We hit it off, and...
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I hope I've been useful. Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Well...
Oh, yeah.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's hence it's named the Insulindian phasmid.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up in...
It's not made up, officer. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists... Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief art. Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description...
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the insulin. Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully? Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden. Oh dear. I'm afraid Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told...
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
He nods. And cryptids, cryptids. Ooh, tough choice there.
What an interesting question. And the answer is...
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them. Okay, I won't spoil your fun.
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track. Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its... When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies. The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what they realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Coldamamadaqua. They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and sequester, time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mamadaqua they followed individually. Like nothing, it's such a high-pitched sound.
Fine, I'll bite. How can an...
Many scientists have asked the same question. It could be. As I said, it could be. That is a sad story. A group of university students they tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound exactly. And these tests were performed.
Great regret washes over her.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated.
Of course. A common thread in...
I'm glad you did, dear. What about what? Of course, dear.
The 15th Indo tribe. Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks. The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you...
Let me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are?
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
No, I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize...
It doesn't matter if you recognize...
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems? What you want is of no significance, officer.
I saw what you were thinking. You want to say, what are you going to do to me? You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it.
What are we going to do to you?
You were specifically asked not to say that, and then you said it anyway. You junior delinquent.
The union isn't going to do anything to...
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress. Aggressive, you make your living enforcing violence.
So you were spying...
Listen, you moral
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. No one is emotional here. Do your job. Ask your questions, then leave.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Precinct 57's finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you. He trusts you. Maybe against his better judgment, but he does.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We are looking for Titus Hardy.
Oh, this is about him.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to...
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now.
Time to go to work in this...
Easy, boys. These janitors have a...
You might want to start asking your questions now.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match. Starting from the right, boot size 44, blonde man, in his 30s, overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right, standard working boots, size 45 or 46. L across at the other table, hobnailed working boots, size 43, and then standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 46, the big dick. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch in the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 44, 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage, in size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all, an older man with a rat face, mean, in the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy, boot size 46, deep marks, probably carried the victim over. He alone. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with question.
The fuck is with you, fella? What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy, there's 7 of them. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy?
Actually, boss, we've been talking to...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might...
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck?
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. You're not cops here. Don't go digging.
Good. We are all watching each other.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your... I am not.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International.
So fucking what? Lots of models are acting...
No, Glenn, they aren't.
It's not her. She's not a Hardy girl. Definitely. Was that? Could it be the Col de Mama d'Aqua? No, it's probably there seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like, there it is again. You're about to rediscover. It must be very close. Keep still. It might perch on your shoulder. Oh no. The sound. No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets. So it does. It's gone.
Looking for something, Rod? Come to tell me to fuck off again? Drugs? They are shit, man. I don't let anything put... You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage. Racial economic sabotage. Not in, not out. I'll never betray...
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about...
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking up.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. It's a fucking travesty, is what it is. Oh man, that's great. God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little... He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot and oil.
Yes, yes.
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang, his tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not in...
Guess so.
The tear machine. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satis. Do you know what you should do with that money? A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasals.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma. I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying stuff. Uh-huh. St. Baptiste. You know. St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. The one that's... Yeah, there's like an ampule somewhere.
Yes?
Right to work! Right to work!
can I help you?
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go. I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. The hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the... Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my...
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's elite.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailmate. A polyculturalist. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on? Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the a receding genetic pool has led the Mound on reprehensible street parades. In Mound cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wherein you know them by the names of their nations. The Mound are proof that you can have too much.
Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good sartorial choice for this century. You might want to avoid wooden clogs too.
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and only overproduction of sebum. As proven by the Mound and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Simonese and the Areopagite are on the indigenous people of this. The Areopagites are the master race of the Ilmaran deserts. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they...
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B are the unheroic races. To an untrained eye, the Koiko, pinkness is a racial quality that the Koiko, the countless micronationalities of the Vasholians, halfway between Type A and the racial.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over, like a fever dream of skin, hair. The revolution is fatal, familial, enough of type mediocrity. Types CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptation. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have. Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish? The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. This will never happen. The Simonese look but enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with you understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery. We will see.
Access to the Union is important for our investigation. But there may...
Am I mildly worried he might take it seriously? The lieutenant thinks. Yes, I am, he concludes. I am worried.
Lost, though. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss. There is nothing funky about. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
It has happened again.
Another fit of criminal rage. Who are you?
Your fist crack.
The words to the song have
Your hand twists in his grip.
Good. Now go before you enter cardiac arrest.
Please, stop doing this. You are making... Yes?
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the weary aspect of her cornered beak.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s. The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. Until you came along, that is. This is Gabriel.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you.
He was the biggest star of his day. Someone was. They are someone's memories, boy. They're beautiful.
All of what? She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strain.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there. While you, people, were cheering. Why not?
There's something off about this woman.
Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen. It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love. Of course not. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, so the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magritte. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him. You have to understand. A true Boyadero needs a whole
What if, to truly love a Boyadero, is to float lifeless downstream?
She's just a distracted old woman.
So he does.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Nothing. I just don't think
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case.
Oh, don't worry about the Monosov's Land, the Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my...
A correct appraisal.
Is that all you woke me up to say? Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff? Please? I think you should let me get back.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots, made of...
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of...
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are two...
It was. And then it was no more. Perhaps it was another Sheriff who came and went...
As she says, Carnival. She just...
I could have told you that from just looking at them. A size is 37.
The feet of a little girl. They fit well on the pedals. What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary. No drugs can compare. Yes. There is a
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary. The great unrest.
Then what...
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder.
You're mad, Lowman. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat. And the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat? No, Lowman. Diamonds. Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never.
That's correct.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. Where do you want me to go? Or I can just relax.
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind? Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration. Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those...
An old call box box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. No, hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotion.
Fuck does Kuno care?
What's going on? Like you don't have enough on your plate. You feel a sudden surge of self.
Trying to fuck at the Kuno! Trying to fuck Kuno gonna fuck you!
Normal is not what we got here. You've got to work with what you have for now.
Yeah, like...
You were lucky you didn't die there!
Yeah. Kuno's got some advice for you. What are you? Like 80, right? Maybe...
Perhaps you could compress this negative energy and turn it into some sort of a Kuno-fied non-vomiter. Always the cynic. Then I have a suggestion.
Kuno...
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. The dented yellow mailbox greets you.
We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking. Ah, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Cocaine. Cocainum.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be, and decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. Revachol would be a different place if more people realized that.
Don't get started on that.
The Carabinier doesn't. No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the...
You can't even take responsibility. That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine. For Claire...
I'm satisfied with it.
Of course.
Philip III was even brought...
Higher realms. Of course. It all makes sense.
I'm listening. Right.
I have...
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston.
René, Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day? Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really. No, officer.
Then help them.
I wish I...
Respect?
I'm not.
Of course he's...
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Everyone in Martinez knows...
What do you know about history?
The old soul. There he stands.
Let's try not to get caught in the...
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is...
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. Oh, yes. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I hate the socialist rabble. But even siding with them...
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs... Oh, nothing official, I assure you.
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's...
No, thank you.
Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a work.
She doesn't really want. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read. It is. I know you are. What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
My husband? No, he's not. I don't know. At home now?
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but... I don't know. Why are we still talking about this?
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
What? Who said anything about shame? Stop.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
No, absolutely not. Are you a policeman or a nanny? They are not me.
You know where they are. They're at home. Smoking. Given the ladder of...
What? That's just... My daughters are They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me. My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 6. Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeated?
Did someone say party? You could use a party. Hunt it down.
There is no investigation here. I can tell you that. I don't mean to disrespect, sir.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get like this. It's...
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what? Even if I had, great. Nothing.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain?
Wonderful. The store is open.
Her hands move over the book covers. The woman...
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books? Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed. I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful.
Just an ordinary wall. No.
Trying to sneak up.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number, no reply. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle... Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. You hear someone. The walking stops. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely...
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
Give me a moment.
Yes?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down.
The streets will not flow red with anything.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, and here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel. The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her. On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the... It's where they grow whores like her. And their whoremen. Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor. Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. This place is severely lacking. I thought I'd mix it up. You know, yeah? Thanks.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
I ain't no snitch, pigstein.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Red dyed heavy fuel oil.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's mule.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little piggy carriage. I ain't no...
Actually...
We weren't put on this earth to make... Watch your...
You're back. Good. What can I help you with, on the contrary, officer? There are yet camioneers you have not talked to. And don't look so surprised. In a time like this, it would be strange if Wildpine... I suggest you go back and canvass for more suspects.
hurt yourself now. I told you not to mess around back there. What are you even trying to accomplish, you fool? You're only making things worse. Stop it. Be compelled to look at the books. A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies. Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you? Everything is on the shelf.
She's attempting to mentally direct you towards the shelves. She only wants you to buy the goods. She doesn't care about the books.
Truth be told, not really. My sister brings in most of the goods. I'm sure it's all very lit, but you don't learn about the important things in life from fabricated stories. I provide the truth is available if you just know where to look, and you have to
She smiles and nods.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good. Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job? Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Why not? Was she not friendly enough? Were you not compelled to talk to her? Oh yes, okay, that makes sense. It's working then. Yes. Do browse our books, sir. Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business. You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening. Good, sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her as a... Indeed. Are we done with...
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
God, I've told her not to do that. It's disgusting.
This economy is a mysterious force, like cosmic weather, mysterious and harsh.
She can.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff and severe. This is a person coming to terms with a new reality. One where they are...
Oh, no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be free there. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely.
My husband is completely different, of course.
Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for grant. It's a proper place to live. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner. Yes, I'm afraid so.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot... I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand. She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this time. I assure you, I of all people...
The woman looks aloof. Her features...
I'm sorry, sir. I can't...
You just can't. Out of the rain and into the gutter.
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Oh, I found something while you were away. I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does. Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there. Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all... Right, I have to get back to my homework now. Before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must... A heavy door with a missing handle stands before... Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective. A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover. It turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species. You don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo. You don't have behavioral problems.
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Shelves full of biographies of famous people. A lorry stuck in the traffic jam.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
For something odd? Comme tu t'es...
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you waiting?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. The pretty boy. You guys...
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
You mean these boots? We all got a pair. We wore them the night we took the pretty boy out back and hung him by the neck. Yeah, we did this. Together. All...
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time. Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all? That's for the courts in Les Jardins to decide, not for the officer. What you can do right now is go back to your station and...
No. We'll stay here and discuss what happened that night.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt...
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
But you see, a lawman, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinez, we agreed.
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end.
Known him? We don't associate. Yeah!
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that...
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The represent...
No. I mean the Pines cow. Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out of line.
What kind of...
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming in.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here.
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm RNA's goddamn...
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there?
We couldn't believe it either. But he fucking did. Right there.
This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers.
There's slight unease in him, suddenly. He regrets mentioning...
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we...
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started...
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you.
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking listening?
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinet.
Despite the stonewalling, you can slip one more question in.
Titus, do not answer.
Fuck off, Carl. She's gone through enough without you harassing her too.
What are you talking about? Embarrassment.
What you need is to get the fuck out of my...
As you can see, these men can only take so much baseless scrutiny. I'm doing my best to keep the situation civil, but...
We hanged him up by his neck.
Didn't they teach
you? You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school. Certainly enough to not put up with this backsass. Deliver a knockdown observation.
Titus.
We overpowered him. Dragged his unconscious body to the tree.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
With numbers, asshole. How do you think?
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucking...
Titus lets the others clear out the details, so he doesn't get his hands muddy with explaining too much. Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
Fuck off, cop.
this one is a stone wall.
No. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at...
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a...
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
Like what, copper? Yeah, lawman.
It's almost an anthropological site. Watch.
Not in the arresting mood.
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his hole. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Wise move. You made the right choice there.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations.
I think we're going to stick around. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't...
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beat again.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another...
Yes?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number. No reply. What are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of...
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut, Detective.
He's just trying to help. Don't take it bad. Relax.
Perhaps you should give it another go.
The shackle snaps.
After you.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sight.
The white star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fit.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? On the contrary, officer. There are yet... I suggest you go back and can...
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right? Cracked it. All in a good day's work. What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is. Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and there's no need for champagne when there's on.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing. And I specifically added that I didn't need... Very well then. Where is he? Excuse me?
There's something else hiding in her voice though. A trace.
Right, 'cause working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what? You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although no...
Ah, blam. Knew it.
I did, and he is. No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. I haven't seen him for...
There. She's worried now. She sighs, but you can...
All right, go ahead. Do you have any... Honestly, not that different from you. Oh, thank God, no. Well, he's... What else?
He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a... It's his cool jacket.
Who cares about the cold when you have your cool...
I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it? Well, what can you...
She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the coast.
Yesterday morning, he went to the library. Because we talked about it.
Gone for around 30. She turns away from you.
So you are going to look for him. Thank you.
She tries to maintain it.
I'm sure he will.
I will. Of course, officer. As I said.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers try. You see, as the name...
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool. You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang! You're right, officer. 100%. Nope. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Very sharp, officer. I'm Serais, from the Sigai province of the Serais Empire.
The apricot suzerainty is what the Sigai archipelago is commonly known as in Revachol. It's a bit of a fraught term, I'm sure you understand.
No, apricots come from Sigai. My grandma used to grow them. But Sigai is a shithole. Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur? I send half my profits back to my grandma in Sigai. Drugs? I don't... Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs. That's very cool. I don't like... That's even cooler. You investigating narcotics crimes like that? But... I am not a lorry driver. Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He hasn't a...
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder, and he's an ass.
Realizing he can't get out.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole. With ingenuity. Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy.
And what crowd?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station.
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
All of them. I don't...
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't know. Maybe. If she is,
It could be. She was strange.
I don't know. I'm not local. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from...
G'day to you, officers.
A rusting control panel. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. You pull the lever all the way up. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A cold gust of water. Nothing happens. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning? You pull the lever, or nothing happens. A spring brings the lever back to its original. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
G'day to you, officers. It's supposed to operate the water lock, but as noted, it's all safety measure. Turns out the panel needs a special key to be It'll be restarted on Wednesday morning. You want to do the honors when the time comes? Great! Just drop in on Wednesday if you want to see the water lock at work. They say the canal crew will...
The coast part of the map is inaccessible until the third day.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed. Oh, very interesting choice.
This is how a sea monster sees. Yes, but...
Wow, officer. And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste. But you...
The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back.
You look like a musician. Like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft...
All right.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy. The dashboard light, the lights unfold with a little click.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. Diamonds? Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine? I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I...
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some
Then it's contraband, Lowman. What?
Bad hand. Hermenegildos' bad hand. Strangled 300 people.
Did you just call me a lady?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it. The woman's malevolent.
I'm a lady like you are Gabriel Buenguerro. Only in dreams. I'm only terrifying to small children, and to those who used to know me. because they can no longer recognize the person I once was. How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other... Oh, Sim.
The tear machine. Your bottles clunk into the... Do you know what you should...
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? I don't know what you're talking about. He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
No. He means La Puta.
The name resounds like a bell. Looks like the lieutenant has...
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar?
Yeah, they're his little bitches.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if...
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers, it's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Madre angry. But a stupid...
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the...
You've seen the corpse in the yard, yes?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant. I softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him. Men like this only respect two things. Time to turn up the volume.
Fuck you, I told you.
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fuck...
When did she...
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and...
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how...
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the
A small temple by the monument. Green.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too. This screen found A to Z.
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely... The door is locked. The handle...
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside. I don't know how good it is, but this investigation has taken long enough. We can't afford it to take any longer.
This screen found A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the room. Pry bar in hand. Goddamn maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some reps right now.
No, it's not shatterproof. Give me that.
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly.
It went better than I expected.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with. These are movie. One of them particularly catches your eye. A sense of the actress is draped in a sheath dress. One of her. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on. The actresses and the rear actor looks like the.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least. For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organization. Doesn't look like it. It's
the smell of 1,000. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few, but one odd detail. The sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique? Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Looks like her, yes. Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? You're right. But we should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the...
The movie stars are still smiling from the metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's an issue of Peripherik. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. You close the...
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the... Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter. Particularly, I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy boys knew this driver, as we know that she...
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometime later. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the matter... All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. As elegant as they are, I don't...
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
Like Joyce told us, yes.
Meaning, someone as slippery as Everard won't be caught by...
Debrief over.
I, saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her? Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm. Your best?
That's brutal.
No, stop.
That's,
In the name of God, what are you doing?
Yeah, I get that, and it's cool. Yeah?
Yes, and I also thank you for stopping.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp,
there she is. Revacholo.
Around the borders of the watermark, the rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM. A rat brazenly darts past you and...
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here. No, it does not.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3. The first row has 18 dots. Not bad for what? The next is the longest. There are so many, it's hard to... The last row has 3. That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your...
Son, here is where we score your...
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth? No shame in this next row. Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41.
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCall? Honestly, babe, says John.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like... But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Everyone has their own... Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few... Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening?
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
If you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
A dark pool of cheap wine appears at your feet. It shimmers in the lights of honorably done. You have given up some of your own blood for theirs.
Very noble of you. Are we done here?
The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go to...
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.